right, now you're in part 2 of working with possessives with apostrophes. And where we left off at the end of part 1 was with this sentence. Both dogs' bones are gross. All right, well, we've got lots of words that end in S, so we've got to be careful about that. We also have the word both, which means two. So let's just kind of go one by one and see what we have here. Okay, do you see something that belongs to someone else? Do the dogs belong to someone? This sentence doesn't say. Do the bones belong to someone or something? And the answer is yes, they do. They belong to the dogs. So it's like, okay, so let's see. If we have the bones belong to the dogs, so dogs is possessive, and then we've got gross, and that doesn't belong to anything, so that's just how the word's spelled. So we look at dogs, and we have to go step by step. Okay, first we say, okay, we know that dogs is possessive. So as you'll recall, the first step we do, if my pen will work, is to ask, does it end, in S? And our answer is yes. So then we go, is it plural or singular? And our answer is it's plural because we said both. So there's more than one. Okay, then if it's plural, we have to add just an apostrophe after the owner. Our owner is dogs, and the apostrophe goes right there. Okay? Okay, let's look at this next series. You'll notice they all end in S, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything in terms of what we add. Let's look first at cars, and we asked, does it end in S? Yes, we just said that. Then we have to ask, is that singular or plural? Well, that's obviously plural, so we add just an apostrophe after the owner. Messes ends in S, singular or plural? Well, it's plural. I have more than one mess. Therefore, I add an apostrophe after the owner, messes. Grades. It ends in S, singular or plural? It's plural, more than one grade. So I add just an apostrophe after the S, after the owner, which in this case ends in S. Glass. It ends in S. So is it singular or plural? That's just one glass. Therefore, I add apostrophe S. The glass's surface is scratched. Okay, cactus. Ends in S. Singular or plural? It's just one cactus. So I can add an apostrophe S. All right, let's do some more. Dishes. Does it end in S? Yes. Okay, is it singular or plural? It's plural. More than one dish? I add an apostrophe after the owner. Circles. Does it end in S? Yes. Singular or plural? It's plural, more than one circle. So I add an apostrophe after the owner. Wilderness ends in S. Singular or plural? It's singular. It's just one wilderness. Therefore, I add apostrophe S after the owner. Child. Does it end in S? No. Then I'm done. I add an apostrophe S after the owner. Children. And you may be thinking, that's plural, so I just add an apostrophe. No, because it doesn't end in S. Therefore, apostrophe S. If it does not end in S, you just go right ahead and you do an apostrophe S. The only time you are dealing with is it singular or plural is after you've already determined that the word ends in S, like dishes or circles or wilderness. Okay. Okay, welcome to some weird ones. You knew that there'd have to be a weird one within the English language, and here we have it. Okay, we have a word like crisis. And so it's like, okay, does it end in S? And you would say, yes. Is it singular or plural? And you might say, well, it's singular, it's just one crisis. Then you'd say, okay, I add apostrophe S, and that would be the crises. All right, and I'll come back to that. If that's bothering you a little, I understand. We might have oasis. Is it does it end in S? Yes. Okay, singular or plural? One oasis. I add apostrophe S to my owner. And now I have oases. Or I might have a proper noun like Ulysses. And I might be wanting to talk about his travels. Okay, does it end in S? Yes. Is it singular or plural? Singular. So I add apostrophe S. And the question is that right? And what is bothering you are all the S sounds. These words already have an S in the last syllable. In fact, they have two S's in the last syllable. So if you add an S for possessive, you have a huge number of S sounds, and that might not be what you want. With these, it is sometimes overlooked or just accepted that you can just add an apostrophe and not have that third S sound. So if you can do it either way as far as I'm concerned, but just be aware that you're kind of breaking a technical rule, but you have a reason to be doing so. Now, if this is seeming sense to you, so you're thinking, wait a minute, it can't be this easy because I've gotten confused on this before. I am about to tell you why you have been confused. If you are doing exercises from a grammar book, the book is providing examples based on how things sound or would sound if someone was saying them. And you might have a girl's book fell. All right, and then the sentence goes on. And now with my way, I'm telling you, find the owner. You go, okay, A, that means just one. Okay, and girl. So girl is the owner. All right, we're doing fine. Then you'd go to the next step. Does it end in S? No. So is it singular or plural? That's an odd R. And you'd go, it's singular. So I'd add apostrophe S to the owner. Now, if you go back here, you'll see, oh, there's my owner, girl. I add apostrophe S, and the book already added the S to make it sound normal. But what we have here now is apostrophe S added to the owner. But don't think of before or after, or you will guarantee you will get confused. Just think, thank you, book, for already adding half of it for me, and I now have apostrophe S after the owner. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, a few other really fast rules, and this first sentence is an example of that. We have Romeo and Juliet's story. Now, they share a story. That's why there's only an apostrophe after the second owner, because they share ownership. All right? Next up, sometimes we have names of businesses that have two people's names or two people's last names. In this case, it's Barnes and Noble. Therefore, for a business, and it's just one business, there's only an apostrophe after the second name. And since the name is Noble, we're adding an apostrophe S to the inventory. I'm sorry, apostrophe S to the owner. With this next one, you have to think a little more outside the box. And in this, it's the delay of a month. The month is the owner of the delay. And so since it's A, it is just one, and the apostrophe S would go after the owner month. This is taking a little longer than I thought, so what I need you to do now is actually go to part 3.